That was December 20, I think. We were so happy na it's vacation time, but of course, starting that afternoon, lahat kami everyday na lang nagmi-meeting, dahil what are we going to do with this? Because of course, malaki ang magiging impact nito sa atin lahat. Unang-una, of course, sa ating maliliit na mangingisda. Sabi ng ating law, ito yung Fisheries Code of 1998, RA 8550, at na-amend ito in 2015, so naging RA 654 siya. Ang sinasabi, ang municipal waters, ito yung 15 kilometros galing ng shoreline, yan ay nakareserba sa mga maliliit nating mangingisda. Ito yung tawag sa atin ay municipal fishers, para yan sa kanila. May preferential rights sila dyan.
But what happens now is that there was a big company that challenged this because mas maraming isda within the 15 kilometer.
Nag-successful sila doon dahil nga the Malabon Regional Trial Court decided in favor of that firm na nag-file noon.
Concern talaga siya for our coastal communities since a lot of livelihoods are depending on fishers. Not all fishers fish to sell. Some municipal fishers are actually, tawag natin subsistence. Yung nangingisda lang sila, enough to feed their families. So, once commercial fishers start to go in, and once na ma-exploit natin yung municipal na waters natin na tinatawag, mahihirapan yung fisher folks natin magkuha ng isda, not only for their livelihood, but also to feed their families. So, it's really an issue here.
Marami na rin mga LGUs, provinces na nagsalita kung anong kanilang stand, anong kanilang posisyon. May mga grupo din na naghain ng motion to intervene, ang tawag nila doon. So, ibig sabihin, dahil party sila ng small-scale fisheries or stakeholders, dapat sila din ay na-consult, so kumbaga ganon. So, maraming grupo na rin ang nagpetisyon and also sumama ang mga LGUs na iba, province, municipal levels. When you say kasi municipal fishers in the Philippines, ito yung may mga bangka na ang kanilang gross tonnage ay 3 below. Pag naging 3.1 na yan to 20, yan ay small-scale commercial fishing vessels. Tapos merong 20.1 to 100 medium at saka of course pag beyond that would really be parang barko na yan, no? The large-scale commercial. So, ikumpara mo itong maliliit, kahit na 20 or ilan sila dyan, ang kuha lang nila typically on a fishing date would be nasa 3 to 5. Happy na sila dyan. Yan yung kuha nila.
I think yung issue dito is we're not giving everyone the equal opportunity to fish. Maliit pa kasi yung bangka ng mga municipal fishers. And mostly wala silang equipment to fish a large number of fishes.
They are also resource managers. Hindi lang sila yung kuha ng kuha, but we know na sila din ay capable na mag-manage ng kabuhayan nila doon, no? Sa waters. Kumpara mo dito sa commercial fishing vessel na merong very efficient gear na tonelada yan. So parang merong sinasabi palagi na yung aming isang taon nakuha, sabi nung maliliit na mangingisda, ay isang gabi lang ng mga commercial fishing vessel. So, yun yung ang problema natin. Kasi nga, nagsasabi na nga yung ating mga marine scientists na talagang overfish na tayo.
If we want to give opportunities to our fishers, dapat po wala tayong na-left behind na people.
Pag naintindihan mo kasi yung trabaho ng ating maliliit na mangingisda, doon mo ma-appreciate talaga yung contribution nila sa ating pagkain, buhay natin, etc. Sinasabi ng datos natin from the Fisheries Registration actually, FishR, sa ngayon ang nasa 2.5 million ang nakalista doon. Of course, but we would say na yun ay minimum. 30% are women. Talagang pag na-sweep siguro yan, parang census sweeping talaga, mas malaki dyan ang porsyento ng mga kababaihan in the fisheries.
Mostly po kasi sa communities, syempre yung when it comes to fishing, males pa talaga yung pumapalaot. However, hindi din po natin ma-undervalue yung contribution ng females since sila po yung mostly sa post-fishing na processing po. Pag-sort ng fishes, pagbenta, and paggawa ng mga products for fish na food.
When you go to the field, actually, makikita mo talaga maraming babae ang engaged in fishing livelihood. So, malaking impact ito.
So, yung commercial fishers, pag gumagamit sila ng mga malalaking equipment, may possibility na masisira nila, madidisturb nila yung sediment, floor sediment. So, that in itself disrupts the environment of the fish. Aside from that, pag madaming nakukuha yung commercial, na-exploit yung tubig, yung resources rather sa waters. So once na na-exploit siya, mahirap siyang ibalik, lalo na if walang proper management in place. So yung mangyayari is, the resources in that area might not be able to recover. So posibleng mawalan ng isda or maubusan ng isda sa lugar na yun.
Unang-una talaga, sa gleaning. Ito yung pumupunta sa tabing dagat, low tide, namumulot, yan ay dadalhin pauwi, yan ay pagkain. So pag na-destroy ang mga yon, those gleaning areas, malaking epekto to the family, to the mother who looks for food ng pamilya. Dito siguro nakikita ng lahat, pero ang ating mga municipal fishers kasi, yung 5 kilo na kuha nung isa, yan ay actually will bring food also on the table nung vendor. Yung vendor na yon, bibili din si processor. So hanggang meron kang maliit na retailer na nandoon sa market. So they actually provide not only food but also livelihood to other members ng value chain. So livelihood, food, nutrition security, ang daming problema na lalabas doon sa ganoong issue.
Kumbaga nakita ko yung need, why people need to do this, why people need to go sa research, for example. Kasi need natin ng mga tao na who will work sa science na aspect ng fisheries in order for us to have a better management ng resources natin and also for us to understand the ecology na part ng fisheries. And yun yung magiging basis natin how we would use our resources and how we would protect them as well.
Currently, ako ang Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. UP Visayas is the founding university of TBTI Philippines. And at the same time, ako din ang Executive Director ng Too Big to Ignore Philippines. Isang malaking consortium ng mga higher education institutions na gustong pag-aralan ang small-scale fisheries. Kumuha kami hugot dyan sa mga maliliit na mangisda na they are too big to ignore. Dahil nga malaki talagang ambag nila sa ating buhay. So we try to understand what they do and then appreciate what they do. And let's help them na ma-exercise talaga nila yung kanilang right. Pinalabas namin yung mga minutes or the proceeding nung isang RTD, roundtable discussion. So we brought in one room 8 marine scientists, no? They come from different members of the TBTI Philippines. Talaga ang position ay hindi pa tama na i-amend si RA 10654 and we should not allow the commercial fishing in the municipal waters.
I'm currently a 4th-year BS in Fisheries undergrad student here in the UPV Miagao. We actually have 4 types of major institutes here. We have the Marine Fisheries Oceanology, we have the Aquaculture, the Food Processing Technology, and we have the Policy Development Studies po. So it's related po tayo sa law, sa food security, in aquaculture, and oceanology po.
As an aquaculture student, yung one of the problems po na ina-address namin is yung food security po since hindi na na-provide ng actual fishing or yung fishing sa dagat yung demand ng fish for food sa society. So we need to create develop technologies in order to address food security in our country. So that's why yung aquaculture, we are working on inland na fishing so that we can produce enough fish commodity for our people.
whether it be chem, biology, sa aquaculture namin, meron you think about business, economics, so it's actually a wide field in itself. So we do extension projects. We go to places and then we ask them kung ano pang pwedeng maitulong doon. And then from that, dun kami nag-base usually ng mga pwede naming magawa, mga research namin, mga activities, and then with the hopes to actually improve their lives also.
Siguro ang unang-una nating kailangan gawin is really for an ordinary person to really understand municipal fishing. Appreciate yung ating mga maliliit na mangingisda na sila talagang kumukuha ng mga isda na para kainin natin. Nagpapaikot ng mga petisyon or kahit na magsabi lang sila sa LGU nila at the barangay level kasi meron talagang bee pharmacy. Sabihin nila dun sa bee pharmacy nila ano ang gusto nilang sabihin. The bee pharmacy can go to the M pharmacy, can recommend to the LGU. Maraming panawagan na suportahan or pangalagaan ng ating municipal waters. Yun, an ordinary person can do that. The responsibility to protect the municipal waters, hindi lang yan nag-rest on the LGUs, on the national government agencies, the BIFAR, on the fishers, but galing yan dapat sa ating lahat. Tayong lahat ng mga Pilipino ay may responsibilidad na pangalagaan ng ating municipal waters.